Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back into my channel. So in this lab and lecture, we're going to configure and explain understanding multi-area of OSPF version 2. So this is a lab topology on, let's go ahead and show it to you. This is a lab topology on multi-area of OSPF. So you should see as it says show a large scales of OSPF multi-area topology that is used throughout this chapter to describe the varieties of OSPF concept. So you see area 0, 1, 2. So water 1, water 2, water 3. So it says your OSPF multi-area topology. So basically, you see here there's a sample of a multi-area OSPF configuration. So again, if you follow this lab and lecture, in the bottom of the page of the lab, this is a book that I bought from Cisco. It's a CCNA. It's a CCNP Encor. So it's a PDF form. So if you want to, you could have that for free. So you see it says that area ID, OSPF route types. So based on these, I kind of gathered together a little small word lecture just to giving you a deep understanding about multi-area OSPF, because it's easier to go ahead and just pull a packet tracer and start our configuration. But I feel like it was necessary for me to explain just we would have a better understanding about what is OSPF. So if you look here, you will see it says next state announcement. It says when OSPF neighbor become adjacent, the LSDPs synchronize between the OSPF routers. As an OSPF router adds or remove a directly connected network link to or from its database, the router floods the link state advertisement LSA out of all active OSPF interfaces. The OSPF LSA contains a complete list of network advertised from that router. So OSPF use 6 LSA type for IPv4 routing. So type 1 LSA, advertisement LSA that originate within an area. You get type 2, so until all these here. So guys, see, so it's kind of like explaining the different LSA type. So if you look here and you could see all these, so I'm sure that, if understanding OSPF, like especially if you want to, level up your knowledge, the CCNP or CCIE level. So it's very important that you understand the very concept of OSPF, not just being able to configure it, but know what is OSPF and what is it used for, what is the advantage and disadvantage and stuff like that. So this is very important. Now, by the way, so the advantage of multi-area OSPF, small routing table, fewer routing table entry as network addresses can be summarized between areas, reduce link state, update, overhead, and reduce frequency of SPF calculation. Now, like I said again, you could, if you're interested in having this PDF, so you could, for study purposes, you could, just click on this link and have it. Now let's go ahead and just pull up this Word document that we prepare here for y'all. So it says like multi-area OSPF using multiple OSPF area reduce the frequency of SPF OSPF calculation, the size of routing table as well as LUD overhead. So LUD overhead. So overhead, and therefore improves network performance also. So dividing OSPF network into area makes it more manageable, especially if it gets larger. So in order to understand OSPF areas, you should be aware of a few important things regarding the OSPF routing protocol. Except the fact it is a link state routing protocol, it has a complete picture of the network routers send the state to their own interfaces linked to all the other routers, which I'm sure you should all knew that OSPF implement a two-layer area hierarchical. The first is the backbone area, and also called OSPF area 0. And the regular non-backbone area, the main difference between these two areas is that the backbone area represents the core of the network and provides the fast movement of network traffic, while the non-backbone area connects user and resources. So the backbone area is the main area to which other areas connect, either physically or by using OSPF virtual links to exchange a route information. Also, users are not generally placed within the backbone but within a non-backbone area, which will be explained in further text. Now, with respect to the areas, the interconnect to we differentiate between internal backbone ABR, which is area border router, and ASBR, which is autonomous system boundary router, OSPF router. So, internal routers have all the interfaces in the same area connect to a single OSPF area. Now, the backbone router have at least one interface connected to the backbone area. The area border routers have interfaces attached to multiple areas and connect non-backbone areas to the backbone area. Autonomous system boundary routers, they have at least one interface connect to the other autonomous systems, such as another OSPF system or IG or EIGRP. Now you could stop by and pause this video and just take a look at this and watch, read them just to be able to understand what is OSPF. So it says here, OSPF areas type. So as we see it on the PDF document on the book, so that's what we put together here. Now, if we will go down here, so this is just a topology of the multi-area of OSPF. So now, when a link change states, OSPF requires that the change to be advertised to all OSPF routers in the area, and each router must update its table and calculate the convergence algorithm. When OSPF is implemented in a single area, then a change of any router affects every router in OSPF. if you implement area, then a change on a router affects only router in that area, and routers in other areas are more stable and do not need to process the update. Now, OSPF requires that every routers in an area have the same knowledge of the router in that area. So it is not possible to do summarization of routes within an area. Implementing OSPF with area provides the possibility of doing summarization within areas. So last but not least, a regular OSPF must have knowledge of all routes. So of all routes, all internal routes from all area and all external routes. Implementing OSPF with areas provides the possibility of creating areas that do not have to know all of the routes. So just for the purposes of not making this video too long, why don't we go ahead, I think this is enough to explain about OSPF. Let's just go ahead and see if we could make this lab configuration. Say no. Let's back it out a little bit. So first and foremost, what are we doing? We've been told that, so implement multi-area OSPF version 2. So they go to the addressing table. So on router 1, router 2, and router 3, they go to interfaces, they go to the IP address and the subnet mask in the OSPF version 2 area. So it says on part 1, we have to configure multi-area OSPF version 2, and part 2, verify and examine multi-area version 2. So now let's go ahead and pull up our configuration. So let's start first. First thing first, on router 1, pull up packet tracer. Let's go on en conf t. Let's say router OSPF1. And let's do what? Router ID, as you know, this is the first router, so we're gonna make the router ID, the processing ID is 1.1.1. Now the network we're going to use. We're gonna use the network that we've been provided, which is 10.1.1.0, which is this router, this IP here. So it's 10.1.1.0. And then the subnet mask is 0.0.0.0.255. And the area is 1. Now we have to do network. Which IP address now we using? This one here. It's 10.1.2.0, and the what am I doing? That 2.0, and the area is the 0.0.0.255, and the area is 1. Right? So we have a third IP address. Let's say network 192. Which one we using? Tickets. Which IP we using? So it's 10.0, which is this one here. So let's go ahead and do all power 192.168.10.0 up 10.0, right? Okay, so 1.0.0.0 That's 3. Then we get the area 0. Now, that's for router 1. Let's go ahead and pull up router 2 and make our configuration. So, and conf up and conf t, let's say what? So router OSPF1, router ID 2.2.2. Then we could do network. We're gonna use which IP? This IP. The same IP here. So it's 10.2.1.0 and 2.1.0 and then Z0.0.0.255 and the area 0. Right? Then we could do network to network, say 10. So which IP are we using? Network, so we're gonna use this IP address. So 192.16. We're gonna say 192.168.10.0.0.0.3 and the area is 0. So let's do an all and just make a little bit of change here. Come on. So now we're gonna use this IP, this one here. Let's make this 4. Okay, so that's set for router 2. Let's go ahead and do the configuration for router 3. So this is a pretty small lab. It's just that I wanted you to understand what is OSPF multi-area before we start this configuration. So SPF, say 1, let's go router ID, 3.3.3. Then we could do network 192.168.0.0.0.255. Then we get the area. So this IP we're using is this IP here, up here. So then we get the area, which is 2. Now, we're gonna do up and change this IP address. Oh, sorry. And change this IP address to 1.0. And the area is to 255. So then we could do up again and using which IP, which is this IP, that 4, so this one here. Still up say it's 10.4.4. Then the area is 3. I mean that 3 and the area is 0. Okay, so now we could do show IP OSPF and see to show IP OSPF. So guys, you see here that's on water 3. We get the processing, the process OSPF1, which was the routing ID, and with the the OSPF1 is number 1 and the routing ID is 3.3.3. So we have that here. And you could see here we have all the configuration that we made. See here. So we're going to router 2. It's router 2, right? So say to show the OSPF. So that's on router 2, so we good. And number of interfaces in this area is 3. So you can see here. So the area backbone is 0. Number of area in this router is 1.1. Normal stubs, NSS. So they go all this terminology that we were trying to explain to you earlier on the lecture. Area range. So let's go ahead and try that on router 1, 2. So let's go to show IP SPF. I get that. There's number area. See here something and see. So the number of interfaces in this area is 2. Area is no authentication. We know that. SPF algorithm, what we were saying earlier on the lecture, executed 9 times. I'm looking for here. Support. Area range. That's area 1. See something more. Area backbone. Okay, guys, so that's pretty much everything that we had to learn in this lecture. So we've done, we have implement multi-area OSPF version 2. So stay tuned and let's say, how about we go and try these those so show IP pro says pro the IP protocols. So this is writing IP protocols OSPF1. Yep. So I'll go and update. Routing ID, let's give you that. Routing is all the area. This all. So that's all the configuration we made here. How about we do the other says show IP route. Okay. So gateway of last resort is not set. AIG IP external 0 SPF IA. Initial comment to gather the information about your OSPF version 2 multi-area implementation. Okay. So let's try this. Show IP OS. Oh, OSPF database. So it show you all the database here. So there you go, all the configuration. The IP we configured. Say this is this IP. Let's see. 792.10. It's this one here. Then we get the 10.2.1. It's this one here. 10.4. What's this one? This is this one here. Yeah, there are 2.0. Which one is the 2.0? Which is this one here. Okay. So now let's try this. Show IP, OSPF, and try more. So it says serial 0 is up, protocol is up, area 0. So we have an adjacent with neighbor 2.2.2.2, which is router 2 ID, main routing ID. So we have the dead time, which is 40, with time is 40. The hello is 10. So this is very important topic to know, especially if you study for the CCNP exam. When I took this exam, I find questions about those things right there. So you got to know them. Okay, guys. So let's see what's the last IP. Last command. So show IP, OSPF neighbor. Enter. I go. That's right there. This one I neighbor. Yep. So it says primary states, dead time, address. That's so sweet. I like it. Okay. To that two. The other is. That's interesting. That's the neighbor ID. It's right there. All right, guys. Well, thank you so very much. I appreciate you will stop by to see this lab configuration. Stay tuned for more interesting lab about the CCNP Encor exam. If you have a comment or questions, you're free to leave a comment in the bottom of the page. Give us your thoughts, because we like to hear from you, and we appreciate every time if you have time to just give us a suggestion. Tell us if there's anything that we could do to explain better these these technologies. Again, thank you. Bye-bye. I'll see you in the next video and lecture. Thank you. Bye-bye.